Okay, guys, I'm hoping that this one worked. Today is Saturday, March 28th. It's 9 p.m. and I'm doing an extra live this week. This is my third attempt at getting this live to work, so let's hope it works this time. Whew. Thank you guys for coming back. I had to actually reboot the iPad for some reason. I don't know why, but it should not have done that. So I appreciate you all coming back. Let me know what you all are sewing on or what you've been doing during the quarantine. And I'll be reading some comments, and then I'll also be sewing for periods because I want to make some 4 patches. So let me see who's here for the third time. We've got Debbie Williams, Rose Swalls, Vicki Lemire, Cheryl Bean, Nola A, Sonia Jones, and Peggy O'Connor goes, "You're moving." Yes. Thank you, Jesus. Quilt Gal is here. Slowing Down Joe is here. Vivian Calvi, Doris Dale, and let's see, Camille Anderson, June Billings. Doris says third time is a charm. Got me all breaking out in the sweat, and I got the fan on up here. It's like, oh Lord. Pamela Sherman is here. She says computers have a malicious sense of humor. Yes, indeed. Karen Notley says, "Hi T, so happy to be able to catch you live." Yes. Cheryl Bean is here. Diane Rooney is here. Cynthia Shade. Go back to Diane. I saw that food you was making today with your husband, girl. I love taco salad. My brother Ray is here. He said, "Hey sis, I'm here. And how is everyone?" Got Kayla here. She says hello. Kevin, whatever, Kev, says hello again. Or howdy. I'm sorry. And that's Sin that's saying hello again. Claudette Bettis is here saying hi to everybody. Joe says, "Working on my crumb block quilts. Mindless sewing." Yes. Ellen Campbell goes, "Hello. I saw you in there earlier, Ellen. I don't know what you said, but I saw you in the first one. I didn't get to your comment." Oh, so this is Mary. Thank you so much, Mary. Peggy says, "I'm sewing on swap blocks, enjoying the process." So that's another person working with their scraps and strings. Phyllis Garner is here. And Sin is telling people to hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much. I deleted the other two so you all wouldn't get confused. Betty Harris says, "We had a tornado today." Oh my gosh, where was that? My goodness, I hope everything's okay in your area. Tucker is here saying, "Hello everyone. I'm making a purple log cabin quilt for my grandma." So you working on your next project. Diane said that food was good. Camille is here saying, "I am hoping to get my blocks in the mail soon. I haven't been out of the house for a couple of weeks." I understand, you know, I do mine a little different. I can still go to the post office because I do my postage online and then I just drop it into the mailbox and I make sure I have gloves on and stuff. So it's a little bit different for me. I had some orders this week I had to put in the mail. So Karen says, "I'm working on my ruffled feathers quilt top and starting all the quilt alongs. Surefire recipe for disaster." That was a quilt along earlier this week. I think it was Sunday or Monday. I didn't get a chance to do it, but I did download the pattern. It looks like it's a pretty easy pattern. And then there was also another one today, I think, with, I don't know if it was with Bonnie Hunter. I don't know if I'm dreaming her name or not, but I thought it was with Bonnie Hunter. So yes. L. Middleton says, good evening. Missed you earlier this week and I felt quite a loss. I appreciate listening and watching you work. Well, thank you. Diane 57 says, she's back. Thank you for coming back, girl. Pamela says she's working on I think she means intimidating quote requested by a friend. Tiffany is here. Hey, Tiffany. I know you're going to probably go on later tonight. She's saying hi to everyone. Ellen says Indiana was bad weather too. Doris is working on the quarantine quilt alone. That's the one that I saw. Was that by Bonnie Hunter? Or am I dreaming that? Cheryl says she's working on a wall hanging for the house. And Diane talking about she's been stuck at home. We all have been stuck at home. The only time I went out, it took me, I had bought toilet paper like 2 months ago, and I buy like 2 12-roll packs or something like that when I buy it. So I haven't needed to get any when they sold out, when everybody went crazy and started hoarding toilet paper. So I wasn't worried about it. But then this week, I can't remember what day, I had to go into I had to open the second pack. So I still have 12 rolls, 12 mega rolls. But I decided this week that I needed to start looking for toilet paper. And unbeknownst to me, my husband said that he had been looking too and he hadn't found any from the week before. But it took me 2 weeks to find toilet paper and I didn't actually find it. My sister found it and bought it for me and brought it to me. So I really appreciate my sister doing that because she had to drive, all the way across town to go get me some toilet paper just so I'd be comfortable and not worry about running out. But I do have plenty of napkins. I have Kleenex. I have plenty of paper towels. But I don't really buy a whole lot of bulk tissue to store. So, learn my lesson. From now on, I'll make sure I have plenty of tissue on hand. So, everybody is stuck at home. Other than that, I've been going to the store trying to get tissue from Sam's. And then I've been trying to just drop off packages at the post office. Let's see. Doris O is here. Says Glenn Allen, hello everyone, glad to be here. I'm working on 12-year-old UFO, the Underground Railroad. Yes, hunty, because I pulled out a 10-year-old project this week that I finished, so I fully understand. And I got some older than that, but I needed that project to be done for my scrap club whenever we go back. Erica Selman is here. Hey, Erica. Jennifer is here, says, hey, T and everyone. Betty Harris is here from Arkansas. Dora says, Bonnie Hunter Quilt Along doesn't start until Monday. Okay, so I got them mixed up. For some reason, I thought that the quarantine one was Bonnie Hunter, but maybe I'm just mixing up the icons that they had. Ellen says she's been making face masks. I made 26 face masks. I still got another 6 cut out, but I found another website that had some of the filter fabric that you could buy by the yard. And so I ordered some of that. I don't know what I'm going to get, but it says it's 21 square feet. And I'm thinking that the website has got to be wrong because they said in 21 square feet, I can make 50 to 80 masks. Now, I'm thinking that they mean 21 square feet, like 21 by 21, because 21 square feet is very tiny. It would be this big. 4 by 5 is 20 square feet. So I think that the website just got it mixed up on the measurements. So I'm waiting for that, the vacuum like filter bag fabrics. I'm waiting on that to come in, and then I'm going to make some more and send too. Yeah, so I've been making those as well. Let's see. Peggy says, yes, Elvira Quilt Along was Sunday. Bonnie's is starting on Monday. Okay, because I thought it started today. Then I got the dates mixed up. Thank you, Peggy. And whomever else helped me with that, Doris. Okay, and Bonnie Hunter was her guest speaker. Okay, and that's why I guess I thought that one was Bonnie Hunter's too. But Tiffany says she's got to finish her table runner kit that was interrupted by kids. Patricia saying is I don't know what you're saying here. You first got African, then you say American. No. Maybe the next comment. Okay, I'm gonna put you in hide user on this channel. Bye, Patricia. Because I don't know what's going on with your comments. I never said America was in Africa. Let's see. Erica says she's working on her son's graduation quilt. It's a volcano quilt. I hope he's not graduating this year, Erica. It's such a shame what's going to happen with this class of 2020. They're not going to have prom. They're not probably going to have graduations. I feel really bad for the valedictorians that worked hard for that position and won't even get that. So it's just horrible. Yes, you're right, Jennifer. She says, thank God for sisters having your back. Vivian says, old school telephone book works too. She's talking, are you talking about in the, then they won't be washable though, if I put paper in it. Phyllis says, working on Slipknot quilt for her brother. And Diane says, I went to a distributor who provides to companies and I got a case of toilet paper, 96 rolls for $49. Oh, that was pretty cool of them to do that. I think it has 24 rolls in it from Sam's, and I think it was like $21 or something. My sister said I gave her $25. But yeah, so I'm hoping that I don't have to worry about that anymore. And she says that it's in Sugarlands in Georgia for people that are in the Atlanta area. Rose says, I made a half dozen face masks and ran out of elastic. Order some, but supposed to be made before it ships. Oh my God. You're going to have to probably see if you've got bias binding or just make some binding. It doesn't even have to be bias because it doesn't matter because they're just straight across the top and bottom of the mask. Maybe that's something that you could do. But yeah, I have one more package of 8 yards or 10 yards. Let me see. See how many yards? 8 yards. The 1/4 inch by 8 yards. So yes, I know the elastic is out. Even Joann's can't get elastic. So Cheryl says hello again. Thank you for coming back, Cheryl. Appreciate that. She's making masks for hospitals as well. And Erica says, yes, my baby is class of 2020. They went to prom, but everything else is on hold for right now. So they were fortunate to get their prom in because they don't even start those here in our area until like May. Early May, maybe the end of April, maybe. So at least they got their prom in. Mary says, I just finished my daughter's Christmas quilt. That was her birthday gift. I'm a little behind. We all are sometimes. And Diane says she got elastic today. Isn't that something? Hi, T and fellow quilters from Carolyn Bowser. Hi, Carolyn. Welcome. And Diane says they are wanting the tie kind of mask. See, it depends on which facility you're donating to as to which type of mask they want. And I saw an advertisement for some company that was saying that they were giving out $100 gift cards to their website for people that made 50 masks. And if you made 25 masks, they would give you a $50 gift card to their company. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I shared it on my page, but I'll share it in the Teaquilts group once I'm off the live. Betty Harris says she can't find elastic. Carolyn said, I have made masks for family and friends, and I did that too. I made them for my family that or considered essential employees so that they wouldn't have to worry about somebody handing them a mask, because I had 2 family members working for the post office that didn't have masks. And then I have 1 family member that has lupus. My sister is a phlebotomist, and my niece works in the hotel industry. So I wanted to make sure my family got their masks first. So my next ones I'll be sending out. Oh my gosh, Diane, she's talking about 288 yards. Good Lord. You got enough to start selling elastic, girl. But you know, like I had 3 packs of those 8 yards, and I went through 2 of them in the 24 mask, and I think I cut out enough to do 6. So 24 and 6 is 30. Let me make sure my numbers are right. 26. I did 26 masks, and I got 6 more, so 32. So I was able to get 16 pieces of elastic for 6. I got 16 masks out of 2 8-yard things of elastic. So it does go fast. And Diane says that the elastic is causing ear irritation, and I saw that too. And I saw where people were using paper clips to hold the things on their head with just a metal paper clip. It was pretty cool. So I'll be doing that with the one I made for myself. Slowing down. Joe says, my grandkids and all work at the hospital. They requested ties. Their ears are breaking down. I pray for their safety. So that's good to know. Rhonda Jones says, I use narrow headbands and elastic cord. So I guess I'll go find my stash of binding. I'm sure I got some bias binding around here. I used to make clothes all the time. You know, we don't throw anything away because we might need that one day, you know. Ellen says, I want that info for a show for making a mask. Okay, I'll make sure that I get it into the Teaquilts group. Rose says, I can see that with the elastic causing ear irritation. And Phyllis says, our family cruised to Alaska for June for daughter's college graduation canceled and commencement ceremony canceled too. We understand that our norm has been changed. Yes, indeed. And you know, it's getting so much worse in America that I'm almost thinking that I may have to end up postponing our retreat, but I'm going to try to wait until I get closer to the date. Our retreat is scheduled for June, but I'm going to wait until I get a little bit closer to the date and see how the economy is doing and see if they'll work with me on rescheduling that, because I have a feeling that we're not going to be anywhere near back to norm until like the end of May or something. I was hoping it would have been the end of November, but that didn't happen. It's not going to happen. It's not that I'm not November, April. I was hoping we'd be back to normal in April, but I don't see that happening. So Joyce Son Gladden says, hello, working on a crumb quilt and UFOs from years gone by. Welcome to the channel, Joy. I appreciate you commenting, sharing what you're working on. Please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. We come mostly live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is an extra one that I'm doing this week. Betty says she made 150 masks, men, women, and children. Wow. And Diane Me says, narrow strips of knit fabric work well for mask ties. That's a great idea, too. Patricia Watts is here from Los Angeles, California. She says, hello, everyone. Hi, Patricia. Welcome to the channel. And Mary says, our website just got put on, our whole state just got put on stay at home. What state is that? I've been watching CNN all day. It's on my screen, but I don't see it on the screen up there. And it's Kansas. Okay. Wow. And that's just right next to Missouri. And they've been getting more cases here as well in Missouri. We got a lot more cases the past couple of days. So, yeah, it's pretty rough out here in these streets. So I've been trying to stay at home. My husband is deemed essential employee, so he still goes out. I don't like it because he can still bring it back home. I'm not happy with that at all. Don't like it one bit. So I have just purple squares. I'm one of those people that I don't like strip sets. So I cut all this fabric into squares so that I could make 4 patches that were truly scrappy looking and not like repetitive. See if I can put this up here. Got Jill Thomas here, says hi T and everyone. Hi Jill, welcome to the channel. Please subscribe if you're new. Jennifer Jazz reminding everybody to hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so much. And Quilt Gal says, Jenny from Missouri Star Quilt Company has 2 tutorials for masks. I used her first tutorial for mask where she used the flannel. And then I also put in, because I didn't have any of that filter fabric, so I put in polypropylene bag I cut up. So I did that for those because it's better than nothing. It helps propel, like if you squirt water on it, it'll sit on top, but if you rub it in, then it will go in. So I figured that was safer than not having anything. So I'm looking forward to this fabric coming in, this filter fabric. And I paid, that filter fabric was, I think $24.99, I think for a 21 by 21 piece. And I had to pay $14 to get it shipped. So it was right around $38 or so that I had to pay for the filter fabric. But I'm hoping it gets here soon so I can make more masks. So, because I want to make something that's, you know, as far as what we can do over the counter, I want to make it the best thing that I can make for the nursing staff, well, for the hospital staff, for all people, because they all need them. Even if you in housekeeping, you need it because you got to clean it up, you know. Also, I found out that one of my line dance friends in Chicago has it as well. So, has in the hospital fighting for his life. His girlfriend that he's been with for years also has it, and she passed away this morning. So I'm praying for him right now. Praying that he make it through. He's one of my favorite line dancers. Thank you, Jill. She says, I certainly did subscribe. I'm going to be missing some of you all's comments because I'm sewing. Ellen says, oh, she's talking she says, I want you to make a picture folder to hold all of my sewing photos, please. Ellen, that's going to cost like about $55. Did you see my note on, did you see my note? I'm talking to this phone. Did you see my note in Teaquilts group? It takes me a while to make that, and I'm still not really making any money. It takes me about 4 hours to make it, plus all of the supplies. So that's why it costs so much. If you still want me to make it, I'll start looking to see if I can find paper that I got at home and see, and I'll shoot you a picture of it in an email or something to see if those papers are okay, because I think you had like orange and green or something like that. I can't remember what the colors were, but most papers are going to have other colors in that colorway. But I don't mind making it. I just can't make it for cheap. Maybe if I put this down and I don't have to look up, that will help. I don't know. I'm trying to put my pieces down here on the bottom. Phyllis says North Carolina goes on stay at home Monday. Okay. Sin says, love your shirt, T. Outstanding. You know what? I bought this shirt. I don't know what the name of the store is, actually. It's the store that has stuff for like $5, $7, $10 or something like that. I forget the name of the store. And I was just in there and saw this shirt and decided to get it. And for those that can't read it, it says, remember when I asked for your opinion? No? Me either. Me neither. Tiffany says, if it's not chatty, it's because I'm eating the brat girls. TQM posted 5 hours ago. Thankful they are okay. Thanks, Phyllis, for the update, because it's been so long since they posted, and everybody has been kind of wanting to make sure that that family was okay. So thank you so much for letting me know. I'll go over and check it out and comment on it. Camille Anderson says, tornadoes hit east of me in Jonesburg and Amagon, Arkansas. So I hope you all stay safe and that it doesn't happen again, because I think it was it a tornado in Iowa, and they don't normally have them? Last week or something? Thank you, Cheryl. She says, sending prayers. Thank you, Mary. Yes, I'm staying safe. What happened was, with the people in the Chicago area, they had a line dancing event. And that was the same, it was either the week that they canceled or the week before. And that party, they had a party, and I think it went through that party. So it's not good right now. That's why Chicago, it's one of the reasons why Chicago have a lot of numbers, high numbers of cases. But yeah, I'm really praying for him. Sharivia is here, says, hi, T and everyone. Hi, welcome. Thank you, Phyllis. Orange and black. Thank you, Ellen. That for some reason they didn't show your message. My deepest condolences for your friend. Prayers for both of you. Thank you so much. I'm praying that he make it. Oh my gosh. It's going to be a rough road for him either way it goes. That's the closest that it has hit to me so far. But I know some families have not been fortunate where they've been losing multiple family members. So I had to work with my mom this week. They delivered her refrigerator, and then I made her a couple of masks in the event that she changes her mind about going outside. And I also gave her a surgical mask to put up under it. So she's double protected. But she says she's not going outside, but I just wanted to make sure that my mom was covered, you know. It's serious out here. Okay, let me write this down, girl. That's you, Ellen, I'm writing down for. And he want orange and black. So are you saying you don't want any other color at all? Because that's going to be difficult to find. And I'm not going to the store. It's going to be difficult to find paper. But I tell you what I'll do is I'll go through and look and see. Like, do you like black, white, and gold? Stuff like that. And then I can throw in like solid color orange maybe. Jennifer says, sorry to hear about your friend. I can pray. Thank you so much, Jennifer. And Sin says, oh, Ellen says, my deepest condolences for your friend and prayers for both of you. Thank you so much, Ellen. I appreciate it. I really hope that this doesn't turn out bad. It's already bad, but I don't want it to get worse. Tiffany says, oh no, Sin says, we had a tornado warning here in California. It was weird. Wow. Tiffany says, I just realized it says eating and not bathing. Now that was funny. I guess I'm the evil gingerbread house witch. I couldn't figure out what you was doing, girl. I tell you, this autocorrect can be a pain in the butt sometimes. Y'all remember the bag of purple fabric I got from a sale? Somebody was selling a whole bag for like $15 or $20 or something. That's what I cut. Making lots and lots of 4 patches. I guess what I'll do is I'll go ahead and make these into 4 patches that I've sewn already while I've been sitting here with you guys. Leetta Bryan is here. Hi, Leetta. Welcome. Today was supposed to have been Scrap Club meeting, so I got 2 of my members in here. We're only missing Francesca now because she normally comes into the lives. But this is a different day. And I didn't put it in but 2 hours early that I was going to do a live. But I did mention it Wednesday that I was going to come on Saturday night. Somebody asked me to come on, so I'm doing what I'm told. She said brown. Okay. So I'll try to see what I can find. Orange, black, brown. Okay. I'll try to see what I can find. And again, when I pull some papers, I'm going to send you a picture of it because I don't want to make it and then you don't like it. And Leetta also said hi to everyone too. Betty says, my cousin passed this morning in Verna Jackson in Chicago. Was she a line dancer too? Sorry to hear about that. This is rough. It's getting close to home. And if I don't understand why people can't sit themselves down if they don't have to go to work or go out. My sister, I made her mask. She wore them to work a couple of days, and then she got laid off because she works for a doctor's office building, and they canceled all elective surgeries and doctor visits. They're doing all of that via monitor, so she's not going to be drawing any blood. They're just making assessments with no test. So, hey, thank you, Sam. She sent me $5. She said, thanks for all you do. Prayers for your family. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Francesca is here. Hey! We got the 3 people that normally come from Scrap Club. A lot of people are telling Betty that they're so sorry for her loss. Yes, that is just awful. I saw on the news where one man lost 2 of his sisters to it within a matter of days. So that he had to be really awful. And you know, God was with him because while he was talking with the person on CNN, he had this smile on his face, and the guy asked him, he says, how is it that you can smile right now at a time like this? And he says, because I know that they're in a better place. So, and he said one of his sisters had a compromised immune system, but the other one did not. And they were, I think, like 40s, 50s. They weren't like in their 70s. So, it's just sad. What size do you cut your squares? You can make 4 patches on any size square you want to make them. Mine just happened to be 2.5-inch squares. And I'm just finger pressing the seams right now. I do have my wooden iron is what I call it, because that's what they called it when it very first came out. It was handmade by somebody here in Missouri. So that's what they call it, and that's what I've always called it. I know in the store it's called something else. So, Betty, I hope you're reading the comments. You've got Cheryl and Jennifer saying condolences. Helen, you're so funny. She says, I'm going to like it. You do great work. Appreciate that. I try. And Mary says, I don't think some people are taking it serious. No, they're not, because you got people still going on vacations. I saw people had, some of my friends, even my line dancing friends, they went to Tampa. Was it last weekend or 2 weekends ago? Maybe it was 2 weekends ago when it first announced for you to stay at home. There is no way that I would have gotten on a plane. And I got two friends that are air pilots. You got Kevin, the quilter. He works for the airline. And they are still flying. They are scared as heck. You know, their life every time they board that plane. So I'm just trying to make sure I have some contrast. They're not in any kind of order. I just don't want to put two lights. I guess I should have pressed seams. I didn't pay attention to how I pressed the seams, so now I'm paying for it. It doesn't really matter, except that I want to rotate light and dark a little bit. But it's not letting me. Okay, here we go. But yeah, so it's just dangerous now. On some flights on Delta, people was telling me that some flights only had like 20 passengers on them. So I don't even know how they can afford to fly the plane. When we get through this recession, these flights and stuff are going to be very expensive. Rose also says, Betty, sorry for your loss. Phyllis is saying it. Ellen says, deepest condolences to you. I'm so sorry. And my cousins are kind of like my sisters because we all grew up together. Live very close to each other. So it's just like having your sister pass almost. So just praying for you. Hope you're doing okay. And Cheryl says faith can get you through everything. I don't know why I keep having problem with my stack. I keep thinking I turn it and then it doesn't work, so I'm turning it again. What else? Got Robin Boyd here. Hi, Robin. She says hi, T and everyone. Diane says my neighbor just had a party. Oh my God. See, that's the craziest thing. The not the scrap club, the So Busy Quilt Guild that we supposed to be going on our retreat in May. But they supposed to come to my house in April. I told them I'm canceling. Everybody is fine, but one of them is a nurse, and then my husband also has to work. So I don't want to take that chance of having somebody come into the house. So I told them April meeting is canceled. It's postponed until further notice. Nobody is coming in or out. And the only place I'm going would be to my mother's house and to the store now, because I've got just about everything. Now, if you all tell me you all mail your blocks, then I'll go pick those up, because they put them into a box that I can just pick them up, so I don't even have to talk to anybody. I go in that post office and come right back out. I have on double mask and gloves. So, and this week I also filled up my tank. I was not even at half a tank yet, but I just made sure I put gas in it this week, so I don't have to worry about that anymore either. So, just in case I have to drive out of town or something. So, Let's see. Tiffany says, OT, my block should be getting shipped out Monday. The last 2 times the post office in the mailing area has changed their hours due to the virus, but the box lobby is open 24/7 still. I guess you have to do postage online with the United States Postal Service then, Tiffany, I guess, so you can just drop it. I normally do mine through PayPal. Peggy also says, so sorry, Betty. God bless. I just love the heart of the Teaquilters community. You all are so nice. So tell me something positive. Linda Price telling Diane 57 her neighbors are crazy. Yes, they are. Betty says we can't go to the service, only allowing so many in a car. Yeah, and that's the other sad thing. You know, this is just a horrible time to pass because normally if somebody's in the hospital, they'll give you some time alone for you all to say your goodbyes. And they are not doing that. You can't go to the funeral services. You can't touch the bodies. So it's not a good thing right now. I'll make sure this is not the same fabric. Okay. Because I'll be talking to you guys and sewing the same fabrics together. And definitely don't want that. So I got all of these done. Let's see. I need 78 of these. So I got 13. It's going to be a long night. Betty says thanks to everyone. You don't have to thank us, Betty. You're family over here. We're just sorry that you're having to go through this. T, what will you make with your purple 4 patches? It's going to end up being a pattern that I probably end up selling. It was actually... What it actually was the sew along pattern, and I'm making it myself because I also have the scrap club doing it as a project this year, and I'm also doing it so I can correct the mistakes because I did this pattern design in electric quilt, and for some reason when it was an on-point design, EQ gave me all kind of wrong information, and I drove the people in the group just crazy mad, giving them the wrong directions of what to cut and what to sew. So EQ told them to cut 3.5-inch strips when it should have been 2.5-inch strips. So I'm redoing the pattern as I'm working on it, hoping that I can get it ready for a pattern for sale. It's called what is it called? Strings and 4 patches? Let me see what it's called, because I don't forgot. It's been a while. Strings and 4 patches. So that is what it's called. So I'm working on that because a lady was working on it at retreat when we went to retreat in February, and she let me know it still wasn't right. And I had worked with Diana last year at retreat, and we thought we had this all together. So apparently I forgot to change something, so I'm trying to figure out what it is that I forgot to change. And the first thing I saw was the 4 patches were wrong, so I'm gonna make the entire quilt to make sure it's right before anybody else mess up their stuff. Don't want to be wasting fabric. T, what's happening with May retreat? That's from Francesca. I'm trying to wait And see, I'm thinking that it's going to have to be rescheduled, but it'll be sometime this year. If I have to reschedule the Teaquilts retreat number 2, I may end up just doing it next June on that one and just skipping this year. But don't take me at my word yet, because I'm hoping that that's what the facility will allow me to do. I don't know yet, and then I can possibly get more rooms as well if I schedule it now. So, but I'm trying to wait until I get closer, because I don't want to lose my deposit, and I want to see if it's going to get worse or if it's going to all of a sudden turn good in the USA. But I don't want anyone traveling if these cases are not cleared up. So, and I want to make sure that people who got flights and stuff can either get a credit or get their money back, or however they do that on the airline. I haven't bought a regular airline ticket in so many years, because I got a couple friends that get me tickets. So, and then if I fly without them getting me tickets, like on vacations, I do Apple Vacations, and so they book everything for me. So I haven't personally paid for a flight in probably about 8 or 9 years. Mary says, on the news tonight, a passenger says there were only 10 passengers on his flight. And that's why I don't even understand how they can continue to afford to fly. That's a lot of fuel. And I'm almost wondering, it was a lot of Americans in other countries that are shutting down their borders. I know I had somebody that I follow on YouTube was in Peru. And so a lot of these people are trying to get back home. I'm spooling. It came back though, thank goodness. They were in Peru, so a lot of Americans are trying to get back, and then they've canceled a lot of the flights, and so they're having to go through 3 and 4 different flights, taking over 2 days to get home. So, and then they've got to go into quarantine as well. But yeah, it's pretty bad. The whole world is just kind of messed up right now. I wish we had just done like China and closed for a month and got this thing taken care of. Diane says she's still working on her blocks. I guess so. You'll get them done. Ellen, did you say you were going to mail yours? What did you say about mailing your blocks? I couldn't read it before I got out of the first chat. Francesca says, retreat, working on a summer garden, getting back to sewing. That's good. Francesca makes some big quilts real quick, okay? She don't mess around. And they're nice quilts, too. And Cian says, glad to see you stitching, T. Yeah, I normally do more chatting with you guys. I don't get any stitching done. She says, do you have advice for when we lose our sojo? Mine is missing in action. You know what? Sometimes when it is periods of time where I don't want to sew. And so then that's when I'll go to another craft. I'll do something else. I think because I kind of got burned out on sewing, but then when I started making those journals, it took me so long to make those journals that by the time I got through with them, I was sick and tired of those journals. And I was so ready to come back and sew. So I would say go to another craft. Most crafters got more than one thing they like to do. Do it for a while so you get a little burned out on it. And then come on back to quilting. You'll miss it. And you can still do like Nancy does and sew just 15 minutes a day. Just do something. That's also something that you can do if you got to keep working on something. Mary says, we got our random mitigator installed so we won't have radon gas in our house, and that's positive. Yes, indeed. Got that right. My daughter is transferring from St. Louis to Indianapolis, so she will be within driving distance that Roger can handle easier. That's pretty cool. Who else? Robin says, I like your thread tree. Thank you. It spins, but it won't spin because I got it up against something. I just reach around and get what I want. I have a stack of triangles over there, and I sold triangles for a project that I'm working on as chain on and off pieces sometimes. So I have to always have them at the ready. I got my big scissors in a container over here. And I think this is just a scrap container that I got stuff in, need to be sorted. This coffee can, I normally use it as a trash can sometimes. But thank you. Vivian goes asking, what am I making? I'm making 4 patches right now, but it's going to be for a bigger project. I'm actually trying to correct a pattern that I'm going to put on my website. And this is pretty weird because I've been selling more patterns this week due to people being quarantined. So Jennifer says, my granddaughter started her seedings indoors and her beets have sprouted. Now that's awesome. And they say that it's probably going to be a lot more people this year making their own gardens. Now, y'all know I got the squirrels from last Wednesday's chat, right? That chewed up the wires in my car for the people that have not been here before. So I'm working on elimination of squirrels right now because I can't grow anything. I have a sweet gum tree in my yard, and so my tree feeds them. I had asked my husband about, when we first moved into this house, maybe like the 3rd or 4th year, I asked him about cutting that tree down because sweet gum trees, they're very beautiful. They're really full. Pretty trees, good for keeping shade, but they cause all kind of allergy issues. They have some kind of green stuff that turns into pollen, that turns into dust. They look like little green berries, but when you touch them, they turn into dust. And then they got those balls, and the balls are all through the yard all the time. It's like we clean them up, come back out the next day, and look like we haven't done a thing. So I'm kind of sick of those things. I want them gone. So I may have to end up cutting that tree and getting like me some kind of evergreen tree or something. I don't know, but that tree's got to go. Peggy wants to know what I'm working on. I'm working on the Scrap Club project, Peggy. The strings and 4 patches, I think the name of it is. I think it's in that order. One of the year-long projects that we're doing. Mary says, I planted pansies this week. I wish I could do yard work, but I don't want to do it. I'd rather sew. I love landscapes and I love them beautifully done, but I don't want to do it. I just want to admire it. It's the Scrap Club on YouTube. No, it isn't. The Scrap Club is a private group that's paid members here in St. Louis area. And I had, because we didn't meet this month, I started a Facebook group. And I know some of you all got confused and were trying to get into that group. And I was denying your request to get into that group. Because it's a paid group. Do your patches stay square with the blocks instead of strips? I do pretty good both ways, but I would say if you're having difficulty with stuff, you probably do better with squares than doing strip piecing. The problem with most strip piecing is, number one, you got to keep the 1/4 inch seam all the way down. And then number two is pressing, because sometimes when you press, you fold in a crease into it, and you may not know you have that crease folded in until you already cut it when you getting ready to sew it to the next piece. And then it's all cattywampus. So yeah, I don't have a problem either way. But then I've been quilting since 1994. Started sewing in 1986. Rosemary Greenway is here, says hello T. I am a daytime quilter. I am sewing every day now just to be busy. Yes, keep busy. I like knowing what's going on in America, but sometimes it can be depressing. So I've been trying to keep busy myself. My sister finally, when she brought my tissue, she finally brought her taxes, so I got to do her taxes at some point. And I'm really not in the mood to do taxes, but I'm gonna do them. I was having a video, the video I told you all I had made with Mod Podge. I got it spooling into my editor. When you have a video, it takes a while for the video and the audio to sync up, so I'm just letting it sit there. So I'll be editing that video, and hopefully it'll be out probably Monday, I'm gonna say, because it's probably long for me to edit. When I have a video where I'm doing technique and I have to do a whole lot of cuts, it takes a little longer to edit those videos. Trying to make sure I put my pieces in the right stack. Kayla is here. Hey Kayla. She says, I am doing a huge king at 119.5 inches square. I need to move my living room table to check my backing to make sure I have enough backing. Girl, you doing big too, and doing fast. Leetta says, T, I finished mine. We'll send you a picture. Okay, thank you. Or upload it. Do you know how to upload in Facebook, Leetta? Yeah, share it in Facebook. In Teaquilts Scrap Club. And you all will see our Teaquilts project. I am spooling a little bit here, just so you all know, but it's still moving. You all will see all of our Teaquilts projects at the end of the year. So don't put it in Teaquilts LLC, Leetta. You're welcome, Francesca. Patricia Colasio. I don't know. I probably butchered your name. I'm sure I did. She says, hi, everyone. Welcome to the chat. Sorry I butchered your name. We're here on Saturday night doing a live. We normally are live Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is an extra one that I put in at special request of my viewers. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. I do have a great extensive video library, all kinds of strings and crumb quilts. I got blocks. I got playlists with all of these things. I show you how to do stack and whack quilts from start to finish. I do product reviews. I show quilt show reviews. I even have gone into some quilters' homes and done studio tours. It's called Quilt Studio on Tour. So please check out my homepage and go to playlist. And then you'll see all the playlists. And I try to put everything in the playlist when I upload. So if you're looking for a particular topic, it's all together. Bye, Diane. It's an hour later in Atlanta. See, I started late for my LA people. My West Coast people. Diane saying that she hoped they close all borders. Rose is talking to Kayla. She's giving some advice. She says when I'm measuring something big like that, fold the quilt in half and then in half again, and then you fold your backing that way, lay quilt on top of it, and you can check it if it's big enough. And that's exactly how I do mine sometimes. But since I got the long arm, I don't have to do that as often now. I use that long arm. It takes up a lot of real estate, so I make sure I use that frame and that system as much as I can. I cut on it. I do projects on it. Yes. Measure stuff, square up. Patricia's asking, what am I making? I'm making 4 patches like this. I just haven't flipped these out. They're just all colors of purple. Ellen says, good night, T and everyone. If you need more, I'm going to mail them, but they may come in late. Only 10 people are allowed in one area at a time. Did you tell me about your blocks? Did I miss it? Ellen, you haven't sent your blocks in yet, have you? I hope she's still here. Of course, now I've lost my spot. Sorry, guys, just a minute. I gotta find. I thought maybe she had told me something about them, but I don't see it. I'm sorry, I have lost it. Only 10 people are allowed in at a time. Kayla says, thank you, Rose. She said, I will give that a try, just finishing up and starting to iron. Now, all of my lectures and workshops for the month of March and April, of course, have been canceled, but I was blessed by a friend, a person I used to work with. I retired from my job, and she met a new friend, and they craft together, and she told her that I machine quilt. And the lady asked me originally about quilting 2 twin size quilts, and they're matching quilts. They're just, I want to say they're like trip around the world, I think, because she only showed me like a quarter of the quilt. I want to say it's like a trip around the world, and she's a beginner, so I don't think she wanted to open it up and show me the whole thing, because, you know, she probably been on my website and might have got a little intimidated. But I love all quilts of all kinds, and you got to start somewhere. And I still laugh at my first quilt. It's not even really quilted. It's quilted every 15 inches in the sashing. So you got to start somewhere. But when I give her those quilts back, they're going to bloom once they get quilted, and she's going to be really impressed. But I got her 2 quilts situated, and because we can't meet up, like we can't really chat, and I can't let her like pick patterns because we can't be that close together, and I don't want to transfer anything that I got immediately touch right back. So what I did was I went through my designs and gave her pictures of the designs I have, and according to what her quilts look like, and she was really happy with that. And then she wrote me back and says, my son also has 2 quilts that he inherited, and he would like those quilted. So now I've got 4 quilts. So you lose one thing, like they say, one door closes, another opens. So I've gotten some quilting to do. It probably won't be as much as my lectures and workshops, but it's something over nothing. So I appreciate that. Always looking for the positive in anything, because things can definitely be worse. Rosemary Greenaway says, I'm sewing all my old projects now. I prefer making wall hangings. Also doing some African quilts too. I need to clear up all of my UFOs, and I got a whole lot of them. I got about 50 tops or so that need to be quilted and or like a border first and then quilted. So they're in that category, but I want to get some of this stuff done. And I didn't even want to start this one, but because it had mistakes in it, I didn't have a choice. So But I'm trying not to start anything new unless I have to. I got scrap club projects I want to do as well. But I've quilted 2 more, or I've completed 2 more of my UFOs. I got the binding on one, and I'm doing the binding on the other now. So hopefully I'll have a completed projects for the month of March. If the weather in St. Louis allow me to do some videotaping. We've been having rain the last few days off and on. You can't tell when it's going to happen. Diane's asking Francesca what's her... I don't know if she's asking Francesca or if she's asking Kayla, because they both do big quilts. What's your secret to getting them done? They just sit down and do it. I had some people in the Teaquilts group was excited on the first day about lockdown so that they could get their quilting done. Erica says making a few string blocks or crumb blocks can help with your sewing mojo too. That's true. You don't have to think about it. I had Shakita Pearson ask, why are these blocks so big? Who decided to block this size for the swap blocks? It was Kevin. Wasn't me. It was Kevin. And he did that so that they could be trimmed down if you wanted to 12.5 inches. I did receive 2 sets of blocks too. I got Carol Green's blocks, but I'm going to show those on Wednesday. And I also got Angela Stringer's blocks. And Angela didn't put an email address in there for me to email her. So hopefully she'll watch this video upload. But her blocks came today. So Francesca says, I start small, things grow and get out of hand. Working on scrapyard summer in the park. Yes, and sometimes she'll come in and she'll have 2 of the same quilts because she'll cut, say if she needs 4 patches, she cuts a gazillion strips and just sews 4 patches. She don't count, she just sew. Me, I count because I don't want to do anything more than what I have to do. I do have a container where I keep all my extra pieces, but I'm not making sampler quilts right now, so I'm trying not to keep adding to that. But yeah, and then she'll come have 2 quilt tops, and then she'll have some piecing on the back. It is too cute. Mary says, you're right, T. I've been knitting and learning crochet and taking a break from quilting. Yes. See, I was finna sew these 2 fabrics together. Don't want to do that. Got a lot of those, too. A lot of them left in this section. I still got more pieces up here, guys. Another stack. Another stack. Have to sew all of those to get to 78. And then pray I counted right. Because I didn't cut 1 block extra. 1 square extra. I was like, okay, that's enough. Another 14. I think I'll press them all at the same time though. Just mixing up fabric. And I didn't want to cut too many extra squares because I also got to do the strings as well. So yeah, all 4 of these right here got the same fabric. I think I cut a lot of that one. Trying to make sure I mix these up so I'm not sewing the same thing together. This is the same. Okay, just trying to mix my piles. Bye, Jennifer. Thanks for coming. She says, good night to all. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you so much. You too. Robin says, you have an online store. I have a website, and it has a menu, and it has products. It's Teaquilts. Teaquilts.com. Thank you for asking. Francesca says, try mothballs under the hood for squirrels. Okay, I'll try that because I'm sick of them. They cost me a lot of money. So I didn't even tell you all the refrigerator saga. They delivered the refrigerator to my mom's house. They didn't, when I ordered the refrigerator, Best Buy told me that they deliver, they install, they take your old refrigerator. So I was like, okay, cool. Then they send me an email and tell me that they're only going to put the refrigerator on the front porch, that they can't come into the homes now. They sent me this email like 5 p.m. the night before. And then they did say I could reschedule. I could call this number and reschedule it. But it would have to be once this epidemic was over. So I'm like, okay, I can understand that they don't want to come into the house. So I had my get up the next morning, go to my mom's house. I get my 2 brothers so that they can get the old refrigerator cleaned out, get the food out, and take the refrigerator out and put it on the, I didn't want them to put it on the front porch because they're going to sit the other one on the front porch. So I had them put it in the driveway. Do you know that they wouldn't take the old refrigerator? That she's now got a refrigerator sitting in her driveway. And I had to go back over there and we had to tie it down so a kid wouldn't get in it. Because I didn't have anything to tie it down while I was over there. They would not take the refrigerator. So they'll have to come back and get that. I'm like, when is that going to be? So I need to call Best Buy. I have not called them because I didn't want to like really go off on them. So I was like, I'll just wait a few days and call them. I'll call them on Monday. But they're a mess. If they had told me that, I wouldn't have ordered it. Cheryl started her gardening, said that she's already harvesting asparagus. Since positive is my 3-year-old orchid has 3 huge buds on it. Wow, that was fast. And she says, I love orchids. Amazing plants and they thrive on neglect. Which would be me. I just want them to be pretty. Throw some water on them every now and again. When I left my job, I got rid of all of my plants because just at home, I got fabric and stuff everywhere, and I'm not going to remember to water plants. And so I took them all to my mom's house. She loves plants. Francesca says, try teacup dogwood, pink flower, all summer, only gets 20 feet high. 20 feet high? Okay. 20 feet or 20 inches? The Sin says she has a fat finger syndrome. Are you leaving? Good night if you are, just in case. Oh, Jennifer. She was saying good night to Jennifer. Okay. Mary says she wants to get back into scrapbooking. I got back into scrapbooking, and I was making photo albums, like the scrapbooking photo albums. I do those for my family, and I was working on that because we had a few occasions where I needed to add a whole lot of pictures, and I did do one of them. I'm halfway through another one, and then got stuck on greeting cards instead and been stuck ever since. I have not gone back to that project. And Mary's in Fabricholic Anonymous saying that I've been buying fabric since 1998. And Mary says she can't even get going on her taxes. My sister's taxes are pretty easy. So it's not going to take me long to do hers. It take me longer to do mine's and my brother's than anybody else's. We're the complicated tax returns. Let's see, it's 10:23. Well, we've probably only been on here. This phone's not telling me. Let me see. About an hour and 15 minutes. Because we had difficulty getting on, so I didn't quite get on at 9. Tiffany says, okay, bath done. Carol Green is here. She says, hi, everyone. Hi, Carol. I was just telling everybody that your blocks were here, and they'll be shown on Wednesday. I did not show them. And which is your homepage? www.teaquilts.com. That's my homepage. Lisa Peg is here. Hi, Lisa. She says, hello, everyone. I hate being late. Glad you're here tonight, T. It's storming like crazy here. It's 11 in Indiana. Maybe that's why we having issues, too, with the service, because it was raining off and on today as well. It might have started raining. I didn't even check. I haven't, of course, been outside. You know, I could go in my own yard, you know. But I haven't done that either. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Just rinsed my mung bean seeds, and they have a little sprouted ends already. Beginner's luck, I guess. I have no idea what that is either, and I can see that Mary doesn't either know what that is. I have to look that one up. Whoops. Miss Bonita is here. How you doing? I missed it when I was going through. She says, hey to everyone. I don't know how far down I'm into this chat. I'm so far behind. And Sin says it's like Chinese bean sprouts eventually. Okay, I don't like bean sprouts. I'll eat them if it's in there. But if I have a choice, I'll tell them to leave it out. Don't know why. Because I like Chinese food, a lot of dishes that they make, so. Okay, so Tiffany is saying that she's got to be leaving to go work on her table runner. And she says, I'd rather do a live stream than record and edit. You got that right. Editing is no joke, except that when I'm doing process videos, I just try not to have a process video be hours long. That's why I try to edit the videos when I'm doing stuff. But this one is just me sewing. It's a sew along. Do it in Messenger, easy to communicate. Grocery store shelves empty, so I'm trying to augment my shrinking pantry. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, I want to know what these people are going to do with all this food when it goes bad. These hoarders. Some of the stuff will last, but some of the stuff, they said people, they did a study and said people were buying food that they don't even normally buy. Just because. June, I'm just sewing 4 patches. I don't have any of them opened, but just little 4 patches, all purple. Scrappy squares. What else? And Tiffany says she's always starting something new. Right. I like new projects too. Tiffany says I need backing for many tops. That's why I have many unfinished projects. And I have the same thing. I have a china cabinet full of quilt tops that are ready for quilting. Some of them have the backings cut. Some of them need a border. And some of them I don't have the backings yet. But I have a lot of 108-inch wides too. So I'm going to go ahead and just start cutting that stuff up. It's got to get done. Erica's, bye-bye, Erica. She says it's getting late, so I will say good night. Thank you for coming in here, Erica. She might be already gone. Because I don't know how far down in the chat I am. I still see them once I don't want to take my finger off. The quilter's patch is on my to-do list depending on how long this lasts. Oh, she's talking about how long the quarantine lasts. Okay. It's amazing that all of the crafters didn't have a problem staying at home. I said 78 4 patches. Let me make sure. June said I said 72 before. I could have sworn I've been saying 78 the whole time, but let me make sure. I need 78. Yep. And if I'm short a little bit, I probably got some purple squares in my 2.5-inch container. I didn't even go in there. See, I just got one here that's got the selvage on it. I'm sure that won't be the only one. I'll cut it into a 2-inch square later. Recycle the square. Open hood, add string of small twinkling lights. Rodents hate the light. Works great. I'm gonna have to do something. I've been working with these squirrels trying to get rid of them though. One day I came home, I had like 10 squirrels, like they were having a party and I was visiting their house, okay? So I only been seeing 2 of them lately. So, and these 2 have not been by my car, thank goodness. So, Fleet Farm sells something specific to keep squirrels out of vehicle. That was from Teresa McCormick. Hey, welcome to the chat, and thanks for the info. And somebody had told me to go to that feed store because they sell all kind of stuff they can help me with getting that done. And I have one in my area. I just haven't been out because we on lockdown. So I've sewn another stack. Let me go ahead and sew these into 4 patches before I pull another stack over here. At least I'm getting something done this time, guys. June says it's way too early for the gardens in her area. The Quilting Marine was on YouTube today from Linda. Yeah, somebody else had already told us. I'm going to go check it out and comment. Diane says, got to go, T. I love you all. Going to bed now. Sweet dreams. Bye-bye, Diane. Thank you so much. Jill says, we had a similar situation with getting our fridge delivered before this pandemic. We ended up buying a refurbished OGE while they sorted everything out. Love those old appliances. Yes, those old appliances were the ones that would last you forever. And now you get this new stuff and they have a 5 or 10 year lifetime warranty on it or something. As far as that's how long it's going to last. Not a warranty, because your warranty is only probably a year. So, yeah. They're a mess. Cheryl says, I have discovered I have different fabric times. You can tell by the types of material. Yeah, I think we all go through different fabric stages. Like right now I'm into panels. But have I sold a panel? No. But then if I see a pretty one, I gotta have it, you know. Just craziness. But I like buying them. And Jill also says, she says, give me an old appliance every day. Yes, indeed. Mary says, T, do you do stamping with your cards? Yes, I do. I make greeting cards. And I was sending them out for my friends and family's birthday. But then this pandemic happened and so much other stuff. And it's like, if you're not requesting mail, I don't even know if people want to open mail. I don't know. I was kind of nervous about that. And I don't lick envelopes because I don't like the stamp glue. So I don't, I didn't want people to think that I've been licking envelopes. But I never lick envelopes. I always use some water. I don't like postage glue. They say masks are being made with pretty 2000 material. I got rid of my 2000 material by putting it on the back of those charity quilts. So, and that's the other thing. I haven't had a good day that I can go out and record those charity quilts. I'm still missing 2 quilts, but I'm going to go ahead and videotape the ones that I do have. I've already given one away, so that's 3 of them gone that I don't have. But I want to get those done so I can get them donated so I can get them out of my house because they're taking over my living room. I got I'm sure at least 10 quilts easily. I'm thinking, even with the 2 that I don't have from the people and the one that I gave away, I'm sure. We did a lot of quilts, guys. Linda Price says, getting tired. Good night. Bye, Linda. Probably long gone by now. Do you roast your... Oh, somebody's asking about those beans. Those mung beans. Rose says, good night, T and all. I have had 3 nights of almost no sleep, so need to settle down. Try to sleep. Good night, Rose, as well. We had homemade sushi bowls yesterday. It's pretty cool. I've been making more soups because then I could have it for 2 or 3 days. Or I take some to my mom and then we'll have it 2 days if I give some to my mom. Good night, Phyllis. Thank you for stopping in. It's 10:36 Central Standard Time. And Cheryl says she don't finish the one she start. That's a good thing you was doing, son, while I sew in between sewing so I don't break thread. Yeah, I don't. I'm always leaving something under my machine. I've been doing that from the first time I started because I used to do it when I made clothing. It was just called plain old chain piecing. Now it's leaders and enders, so I still call it chain piecing. They just called it one word, the whole thing, even though we consider chain piecing now just piecing all of our pieces in a row. I still consider the chain piecing by leaving that piece on there. Because that's when they had us using that little piece of scrap. But I never did use the scrap. I always thought, well, that's a waste of my thread. But I do like having my something already under the presser foot. Tiffany says, some of the food hoarding people, I understand, they have kids home that would normally be in school. But sheesh, seriously, kids don't eat 5 loaves of bread a week. Like, really? You know, if you got little boys, they tend to eat. And my daughter, she was skinny, and she still is skinny as all get out. And that girl could eat. She was 5 years old eating the Big Mac meal, okay? I'm trying to get her a Happy Meal, and she trying to get a Big Mac meal. So some of these kids can eat, child. And Mary said, how many times these people got a potty? I have never understood why the toilet paper can't stay on the shelf anymore. It's just ridiculous. And Cheryl says, we could not find chicken, but finally today, I was looking for chicken before last week, and they only had chicken breast, which my husband prefers dark meat, but he ate it. I bought it, and he ate it. And then I mentioned it to my sister when she was going to get my toilet paper, and she said she got some in her freezer, so she's just going to give it to me. She's got a big bag, so I didn't have to worry about the chicken, but that's what I couldn't understand. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? So, Phyllis said, not Phyllis, Patricia Watts says, good night, everyone, and stay safe. Bye-bye, Patricia. Thank you so much for stopping in. Marcia says, I'm too tired to be tired. Between seeing my patients and trying to calm family members, it's been something. But in between all of that, I'm sewing my crumbs because I don't have to think, just so. Well, thank you so much, Marcia. I do understand. It's stressful. I see some of the interviews with some of the healthcare workers, and it's just sad, the conditions, and they have people working 13 hours straight every day. Just harsh. And Jill says she's got to go shopping the next few days, and she's not looking forward to it. Nope, nope, nope. Peggy says, finish my 20 blocks. I'm going to reorder this chaos of scraps and work on the last 20 tomorrow. Wow. You'll get there, girl. I told you it's better to start out with them organized. And I kept mine organized pretty good throughout the whole time. But I had so many piles in order to do that. Okay. Maybe I had already turned this stack and didn't know it. Those seams went the same direction. Let's see. Lisa says, I cannot sew a straight line to save my soul geese. Maybe I should turn my machine off for the night. It be like that sometimes. But if you're sewing strings or crumbs, it doesn't matter. That piece is the same. Okay, maybe I need to turn this stack. Keep getting the same seams going the same direction. See, I haven't pressed any of these open because I gotta pull out those two or three threads in the seam allowance so I can make the little four-patch when I press the seam on the back. So they'll spiral around each other. And who has time to pick out seams? We just rather sew. Okay, so now this one looked like it's right. I haven't been sleeping really good, actually. Been going to bed like maybe 3, 4 o'clock or later. And waking up like 7 o'clock. So, yeah, I just think it's just national stress. Scott needs to go tomorrow. They're talking about shopping, going shopping. Just be safe. Good night, Jill. Robin saying yes to Tiff. Stay home. Yes, Tiff should definitely not go out. Cheryl said some of the stores were out of flour. I guess people are making their own bread. I had flour at home. I didn't have sugar. But if I was making bread, I probably would use bread flour. I might have a little bit of bread flour. But when I went to the store, they did have, that's the one thing I was able to get was bread flour. I mean, not bread flour. I got bread. I bought 2 loaves. That was the maximum you could get so that I could freeze one. And so we used one this week, and then we'll have one for next week. My husband makes, he's been eating more sandwiches. Because he likes meat. I could care less about meat. Jennifer Mazzara comes in here. She goes, you're still on? I saw the notification forever ago and couldn't sign on. But here you are. Yes, child. When you first saw the notification, we had so much issues trying to get a live stream going. I had to end up rebooting my iPad. It was 3 times before this live would work. I think the first time it was YouTube because they could hear me but couldn't. My screen was frozen. And then I rebooted and it worked just fine. I'm reading comments here, trying to see which ones to read. June says she only goes out once a week and then it's at 8 a.m. because she have better chance of finding stuff. See, I'm not old enough to get into the place early. I don't look my age even with the gray hair, so they probably asked me for an ID. And my mom is not going out. She could get us in, but that's not going to happen. Mary says, we do not like white meat, too dry. I ended up cooking those breasts, And we used them in different ways. I had baked them all. And then after I baked them, I used them in chicken and rice. And then I made chicken corn chowder soup. So yeah, and then I also, just the last meal I made has nothing to do with chicken, but then I made chili yesterday for yesterday and today. So tomorrow I gotta cook something. I'm easy to feed. My husband is the one that I have to worry about how he's gonna eat, because he's picky. Well, I got quite a few of these done. I done lost count. I had like 13, maybe 15, so 28. And I'm not even counting this batch. I'll have to start over. It might be another good 15 or so. You think something shouldn't take long, and it does. 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 of them. Yay! One more here. And I still got all of this. Not too bad though. They're getting used up. Not too bad. And for talking and chatting, not too bad. I know I'm so far behind in the chat. I hope you all don't have something that you really want me to read. Let's see. I'll give it a break. Cheryl says her blocks are hanging on the design wall in groups of 10. 8 more to go. That's pretty good. You're getting almost done. Robin says when we would winterize our camper, we would put bounce sheets and mothballs to keep the animals out all winter long. Okay, so I can go get mothballs, put them in my areas of my car underneath where it would hold. I'll do that. Robin says she's never had any problems with the animals. Okay. Make beer bread. I don't have any beer. I don't have any alcohol. I told you all I had that one bottle of, was it, I can't remember if it was Moscato or White Zinfandel, the peach. And I don't really have alcohol in my house. I had it that day because I was needing, I had bought it when I was at the store and said I need a drink. But I don't have any. No, in the grocery store, they probably got that all used up too. Yeah, stress about drying well, finances, and groceries. About staying well. Okay, I got you, Mary. I put my bread machine in the basement and bought up my ice machine for summer. Thank you for being on tonight. Good night, everyone. Bye, Teresa. Thank you so much. Okay, Tiffany. She says she's going to be getting off in a few minutes. I've been canning meat to keep the stuff I buy in bulk. My freezer doesn't hold much. You know, and I've never done canning. I need to really look into that. Although I know it's not going to be something my husband would eat, though. So I don't even know why I would do it. I'll just be doing it for me. Jennifer says you need one of those cute little thread cutter things. You know what? I have one. Probably in a storage thing somewhere. Back there probably somewhere. I got one. I just don't use it. These little snips, any snips is fine. I just happened to pull up these ones I had. They sit right in my face. Because I've been losing my Friskers ones. So I've been trying not to. I want to keep track of them, especially when I go on retreat. So I stopped using my Friskers ones at home. But I do have one. Mary says, my 23-year-old daughter goes with me to the early hours, and boy, does she get dirty looks. Ain't that something? That's ridiculous. And we don't send my mom to the store by herself anyway. We either go for her or we pick her up. She has her own scooter, so we don't have to worry about if it's a scooter in the store. So they would definitely be giving me dirty looks too. So it's ridiculous. Cheryl is crocheting dishcloths instead of paper towels. That's pretty cool too. I keep saying I was going to do that. I just haven't. I got so many things to do. I just don't have time to do that type of stuff. And Mary says she loves chicken corn chowder. Oh, Peggy said there's plenty of liquor in the store. Okay. So next time I go, I'm going to get me a bottle of something to drink, because I think that'll probably help a lot of us sleep at night. We just stressed out. June says, you know, I went to the store yesterday, and when I got there, they had beer bread on Facebook, so I haven't made any. They had beer bread on Facebook, so I haven't made any. Okay. I thought she was telling me to make it. Okay. And what is that? Okay. One thing I do hate, my pet peeve with Facebook and Messenger, is people send you all of this forward stuff. If you want to tell me anything about COVID-19, why can't you just put it on your Facebook page and let everybody know it? Why are you sending it to everybody in Messenger? It's the same difference. So, I hate to do it, but I'm finna block somebody, because I put a post up on my page telling people not to do it, and that if you did it, you were going to be blocked. So, I'm going to mute until I turn back on. Say, okay, I'm sorry. I can't handle it. It's too much, because I've been getting stuff in Messenger. One message contradicts the other message. And so then you don't know. You're confused. You don't know which one you're supposed to do. So, yeah. I'll just do that. And Cheryl says, I do not forward anything. I don't like to forward messenger messages, because they could be part of spam. And you don't know what's a real message when people are just forwarding stuff. And then those apps that make those things, they are tracking you, and then they might try to steal your Facebook page, your pictures, and make a new page. So I don't like those forwards. If you can green beans, he will never eat another commercial made bean. Yum. You know, he doesn't eat a whole lot of vegetables, but he will eat green beans. And he'll eat them out the regular can, which is good, because when we first knew we were going to be shut in, I went and got a can, a box, a 12-case box of green beans and corn, just in case it gets really bad out here in these streets and we have to have that for dinner. I just bought that. And I bought a case of soup too, just in case. But I have food in my freezer that I can cook for a good chunk of time. It was the toilet paper that kept having me going back and forth to the store. So, but I got that now. June says, I don't do that crap in Messenger. Yes, and that's, you know, for the longest time, I have not used Messenger. And Kevin, my friend, Kevin the quilter, he likes to use Messenger for us to chat. And so then I went ahead and installed it and put it on. I normally only use Messenger when I'm traveling. And I take it on and off, on and off. And I have left it on because of him. But I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be disengaging my Messenger, because people are not getting it. And Joy says, yep, canned food is tastier than commercial canned food. Plus, you know what's in it. Exactly. And I need to do that. But that means I would have to grow it and not have the squirrels eat it, right? Or I guess I could buy fresh green beans too and can it. Peggy says, forwarded messages die in my box. Yes, I don't forward them or do anything with them, but it's still just annoying that people send them. And then, like now I'm getting them, you know, I was getting them back to back until I put that message on my page. And then it was so funny because then somebody sent me one right after that and I muted them. And now I just had to mute a friend. I mean, I just muted a good friend, but I put it on my page. They like every other stat that I put on there, but they don't like that stat. So you're just blocked. I muted a good friend. Been knowing her since 1985. Tell him to add Zoom, okay? W. May L says, any special projects you've been doing for this virus epidemic? No, because I've been actually working. Even I always work from home, so other than my lectures and workshops being canceled, I've been doing the same thing. I have been doing a whole lot of long-arm quilting. I posted some stuff. Well, I posted a note about me quilting somebody's Hoffman's Challenge project, and I can't show it. And then I also have, for the month now, I have 4 projects done, plus I quilted 2 other people's quilts. So I'll be doing a video and showing you what I finished in the month of March. It should be coming up soon. I'm trying to get the binding on the last quilt before the end of the month. I've been working on that today. I've got 2 sides of 64 inches. It's 64 inches square. So I've got 2 more sides to do. Lisa says, I freeze my green beans and then Messenger is not trustworthy. Yes, and I don't like it because I feel like some of the stuff that tracks you, I don't like that kind of stuff. So I agree. June says, I like to freeze green beans. And he doesn't even like greens, guys. I love greens. I love cabbage. He'll eat cabbage. He ain't gonna even eat the greens. So I've been eating more cabbage than even greens. He said you can can frozen veggies too. Okay. And I'm wondering if your name is Willa Mae. She says hi. I don't know if that's your real name, but I'm guessing. But hi, welcome to the chat. I haven't bought any more new fabrics other than the haul I put up a week ago. And Cheryl says the kids are using Zoom to talk to their friends with no school. Okay. Okay. Come over there in a bit. Kayla says there are several quilt-alongs going on the quarantine. Are you going to do any of them? I downloaded the pattern for the one that was on Monday. Or Sunday rather. Whatever day it was. I haven't done it because I can't do any new projects. I have to do this because this is a requirement because somebody is already working on it and got issues. So that's why I'm working on this project. I didn't want to even start this one right now. And then I need to do, Kevin the Quilter has a project that's for our scrap club. And I need to do that one as well. So I probably will not do any of those sew-alongs. I got all those quilt tops I need to quilt. That's my goal. But the lady is going to be dropping off her quilts on Monday. She's just going to put them on my porch. Or, you know what? She lives about 40 minutes away from me. I might meet her halfway and she can just toss it in my car. And then I'll just leave it in my car for a few days. So it can sit there and de-virus itself. Hey, okay. I kind of figured that because I got my family, we have a lot of southern names and we've got a Willa Mae. Mary says, when is the Hoffman Challenge over? The entries for the Hoffman Challenge are due by the end of this month. So I had to give her, she was rushing to get it done. And she got it done. And then I quilted it and got it back to her. She dropped it off on a Saturday. And I got it back to her on a Monday. I got it to her on a Monday. So I quilted on it Sunday and Monday of this this week. So yeah, so now she's got to finish it off because I knew she had a short deadline, so I stopped everything to quilt her quilt. And that's the nice thing too about the butler. I'll be doing some videos on the butler soon as well. I just had some other things I had to get done. I got that one video with the Mod Podge project with fabric I want to put up as well. I want to edit that. So then after that, I'm going to start doing some videotaping for the butler. And I might do some tutorials as I work on this lady's 4 quilts maybe. When I checked this video out, I saw live chat and wonder if it was really real. It is the first time I've done one. Wow. Yeah, we normally on this channel, we normally are live on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But some of my subscribers asked me to come on a little more often so that they could do something while they were quarantined. And so I came on tonight at 9 p.m. So my East Coast people would have a little later time because normally it's too early for them when we come on at 7. So, but yeah, live chats are really awesome. You get to interact with the viewers. Mary says she loves cabbage. And Willa Mae wants to know, Kayla, if you're doing any of the quilt-alongs. And she says, I'm very tempted, but have so many of my own that I haven't. Edita Star, she has one that I've been following and might do. And I just saw that because I be trying not to see what all these block of the months are and stuff because I get hooked on them. I really love traditional style quilts. So I probably will go download all the parts that she has so far. And I might do it sometime in the future. But that quilt's looking really cute. I really like it. So, but yeah. So, guess what, guys? It's 11. I've been on like 2 hours. I'm going to pop into Tiffany's for a little while. Stay in there for a couple of minutes. It's Tiffany's Quilting Life if you want to pop over there. And I'm not going to stay in there long, though, because I think I'm like kind of tired. I'm hoping that I can go to get some sleep. And if not, then I'll just come back and finish my last stack for my 4 patches. I'd say I probably got maybe 40 done, 45, somewhere around there. So thank you all for coming to sew with me. If I get a chance again, I may come back live again and just do some sewing if I'm just sewing. But we're going to hop over and see what Tiffany is doing. She's normally the one that's up quilting. Well, Tiffany be on here all day. I don't know when she sleeps. Sometimes she's live all during the day, all night, 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, woo, Lord. But yeah, let's go over to Tiffany's channel for right now. And I will see you all Wednesday for sure. And if I come back tomorrow or Monday, it'll just be a bonus for you guys. Bye-bye, everybody. Stay blessed and stay safe. Stay inside if you can. See you all later. So I've got to lean in to get my iPad, guys. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, too. Willa May say you deserve a rest, Miss T. Thank you so much. See you guys.